Hello, my name is Pepe. These days, I'm one of the most important persons of my country. And people take pride in me, but it hasn't been always like this. Let me tell you my story. It all started in a spring dawn, when I was still an egg. My mommy, with her motherly instincts, couldn't fall asleep, like she could guess that I was about to pop out of the egg. On the other hand, my daddy was in a deep sleep. But after a while, exhausted by the task of trying to release myself from the egg, I did it! I cracked it in a little, and so I heard the first word Mommy could say on that moment. Was quite a scare, but after all the mumble jumble and the falling noises, I found my parents staring at me. We stayed like that for a moment, and then Daddy says fondly,
"His name is Pepe."
Pepe, Mary, and Roger, the most recent family of the neighborhood, and I was the center of all the attentions. Everything was just perfect, until my flying lessons came up, and until my disastrous first flying attempt. They were all looking at me. "Come on, Pepe, go! You can do it!" In my head, I carefully revised what they had taught me, and Geronimo! I jumped but ended up on the floor, seeing double of each thing that exists. I made a second attempt, and the floor ended up as my silver lining, not the mountains and the tries I tried. And one more. And the last one, when I was already a juvenile. But on the floor I stayed.
Come on, Pepe, you can do it! Again!
Drakus was always there for me, but I knew this had been the last time. I was hungry, mad, and hurt. That's the reason I answered so rudely. It wordless. I will never be able to fly. Sad that I found myself on my way to school. I knew I would be late. Not being able to fly after 3 times more than the other kids to get there. And I was already late because of the last flying attempt. The reason why I didn't even bother to worry. Mr. Intero, I'm sorry for being late.
This mustn't repeat itself. Sit down. Today's class issue is dreams. Pepe, tell us what's your dream.
I absolutely didn't want to say it, because I knew they would mock me. So I lowered my head and whispered, to go to the moon.
What, Pepe? I didn't hear a thing. Louder this time if you don't mind.
I dream about going to the moon, I said courageously, simultaneously with the general laughter. Even Mrs. Intero asked,
My dear boy, how are you planning on going to the moon if you can't fly?
I could not answer. The bell rang, and that relieved me. I let everyone in first. Only when I was alone, I left. Alone as always on my way home by foot.
You
this time, I had a thought reverberating on my brain. Today is the day I'm going to the moon. As soon as I got home, I locked myself in my room. When I stayed all evening, I had decided to go to the moon, so I had to prepare myself for that major and hard task. It was past 7. The sun had started to set on the horizon. I jumped off on the brush and yay! For the first time I knew what flying was like. As I reached for the floor, I could stop saying, I made it! I made it! I held a flag that I carried with me so that everyone could see me from down there and follow my example. And always remember, you just have to believe.